interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Yo, it's Remember the Show. Slick with the flows, where the sparring can go. Who's gonna be on, man, you never will know. Guess you better tune in, cause we live from Chicago. Belal Muhammad, that's the king of the tweets. Jason Anik looks like John, step his hands to his feet. Every Thursday, we gon' give you a treat. It's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat. And retweet, and retweet, and retweet. And retweet, it's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is episode 28. Remember the Show. Jason Anik, Belal Muhammad, and a celebrity guest on your screen, punctual and on time. Joining us for the Open, Ben Askren joining us. Belal, your boy Ben's joined us. This is the first time I remember the show history we've had a guest arrive prior to the Open. So, Ben, you've started better than anyone so far. Welcome, bro.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. I try to be punctual. Where the heck is Chase Hooper, though? He was here a second ago, and now he's gone.
Yeah, let me message him.
Yeah,
I don't know where that guy's internet. There he is, right there.
Boom, he's back. Sometimes StreamYard, I use StreamYard for my crypto podcast, and sometimes StreamYard can be tough with internet connections.
Oh, for real? StreamYard?
Yes.
Well, speaking of crypto, I was literally going to ask you, are we selling or are we buying right now? I don't get what we're doing with Bitcoin right now because I got into it and it's like falling apart, and I'm scared, I'm nervous.
So, I mean, I always recommend everyone reads about Bitcoin so you understand it, and so you're not just, following the price. You understand what's behind it. And, I got in when it was on its way up to 20,000 all the way back in 2017, and then I watched it crash down to 3,000, and I stayed around through the bear market. I haven't sold shit. I didn't sell a dime ever. I still, to this day, I have not sold even one Satoshi, which is 1/100 millionth of Bitcoin. So while this last dip didn't feel good, I'm in for the long haul.
Okay, so you're telling us to buy right now.
I would buy, yes.
Okay. All right.
Well, that was good.
I'm a cheap guy, so I get super nervous all the time. So I'm like, man, did I just lose right now? And I'm like, bro, what did I get into?
The price, because you will lose money some days.
Yeah,
for sure.
But the 21-year-old kid needs to be around for this financial advice. You may have to give him some of this off air. There he is.
No, he does. I told all my guys. So I've got a bunch of my high school kids that work for me in the summers, and I said, last summer, I paid a lot of them in Bitcoin, and it was around $8,000. So they made a whole bunch of money for college kids, because they made $1,000, but then it turned into $7,000. So they were pumped. But someone was like, "Should I invest more?" And I said, "Listen. Put everything you have into it right now. And if it goes to zero, you're just a broke college kid like every other college kid. So it's not really a big deal."
That's a good point. I was going to say, you're so good with businesses, and you're successful outside of fighting that a lot of people don't even know about. Have you ever thought about holding seminars for fighters to help with their future after fighting, or guide them to what to do? You said, you're guiding high schoolers and stuff like that. But I feel in general, fighters in general need that the most.
One thing I know I have not thought about doing that. The one thing I helped when I was at the University of Missouri with, Tyron was actually the student athlete council president before me. And then I was, and one of the things we put into practice, was called the Total Person Program at that time. All athletes have issues when they leave athletics and go into the real world. It's just really challenging because you're so used to being on this really regimented schedule, and then you go out in the real world, and that's not how it is. So we helped athletes learn how to cope post-athletically, get internships, get jobs, start saving, all that type of stuff. So I kind of introduced all that stuff really early.
Yeah, I just saw the other day, LaMarcus Aldridge, he's an NBA player, but he had a heart condition and had to cut his career short because of that. But he's like, man, I'm going through so much depression right now because I don't know what to do after basketball. He's one of the biggest stars in NBA. And then that happened. Have you felt that at all or anything? Man, I need to compete or anything like that, or are you so comfortable with your businesses that you're fine?
Yeah. So I think there's always a part of it that you're going to miss a little bit because you love it. I mean, there's things about competing that I love. And the thing about why I knew I had to be done is because I didn't have the passion to train like I had at way earlier in my life. I think the key is to have something else to go to, right? A lot of people, they finish their careers athletically, and then they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're like, I'm going to figure something else out. They have nothing else going on. And so they're like, I might as well take another fight. I got nothing else going on, you know? And so like our mutual friend, Gerald, you know, I want to help him start some things. And I'm like, well, when you see the end coming, when you think, hey, I got 18 months left, I have 2 years left, start doing something, right? Start creating something for yourself. So then when you're done, you're gone. You're moving on. Like, I mean, I spend so much time at the wrestling academies because I love it. That, you know, that really fulfills me.
That seemed better. Chase, you with us?
These young kids don't know how to use the internet.
Could you hear us, Chase?
Guess not.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
So
Ben,
good.
you were worried about your internet connection. Yours is certainly fine. But so, Bully, one of the things that I got to ask you, Ben, you know, because I see some of the things you're doing outside, you know. So if you don't know, I'm John Anik's twin brother, right? So, and our younger brother is all about.
I knew you were twins. I knew your brothers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So same DNA. I got a little more hair up top, but I'm sure you appreciate that. But anyway, so our younger brother is all about disc golf, right? And you are. I got to ask you about disc golf, but this kid keeps popping. Chase, you got us?
Hey, I think so.
I don't see Chase anywhere.
Oh, you don't see him?
I'm actually losing you guys.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
See, isn't this funny? We have.
This is why this is live TV.
Exactly. Both guys show up prior to the show starting, but you know, it's a bumpy road. There we go. Chase, you got us, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, he's here finally. Hey, Jason,
Bully,
I'm actually in Michigan.
Yeah, go
Can
ahead.
you hear me now?
Yep.
I'm actually in Michigan. I'm meeting with Discraft about doing a new deal with them. I've been kind of sponsored for 10 years, but we're gonna get a little more active. I got the course on my property, so we're gonna do some really cool things. And I freaking love disc golf. Everyone thinks it's kind of nerdy. I made Chase play a couple holes of disc golf when he was visiting me one time.
Dude, well, I'm telling you, my younger brother can't get enough. So, and
Bring
you know,
him out sometime.
Yeah, I love it. So, Belal, we may need to just fire to this game show since we're, you know, strike while the iron's hot. We got a couple good internet.
Get it. We got this good internet right now. Let's start the game show, Cody.
Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna Belal. You want to fire the categories? We're gonna put the rules up for these boys. There we go. I love it. So really, one rule: you shout "bully" for the buzzer. Wrong answer, points go to your opponent. I like this new thing, Cody. Most points wins. Please shout "bullies." Yeah. So basically, if you know the answer, shout "bully." That's really all you need to know. It's kind of like Jeopardy. You know the answer, you shout "bully." If you don't get it right, your opponent gets the points. If you get it right, you get the points. Let's do it.
All right, here goes your categories for today, guys. First category is spelling bee. Simple. All you got to do is spell UFC fighter last names. They're hard last names. Some are simple. You just got to spell them.
Oh, man.
Hear me out. Both of you guys, everybody knows you from your hair. So these are fighters' hairs. You got to tell me which person this is. I'm just going to show you their hairline. Face mash. This is a good one. This is two fighter faces mashed together. It's mashed into one face. You got to tell me which two fighters they are. And then nickname is the game. You got to tell me. I'm going to give you the fighter's nickname. You got to tell me who it is.
And we have to spell it.
No, not the you don't have to spell for the nickname. Just the spelling bee part. You have to spell the name.
Just spelling bee. Got it.
Ben, you were here first. You're the father. You go first.
Hear me out for 400.
Hear me out for 400. You're going big. Whose hairline is this?
Hey, boy. Boom.
That was. Come on, Chase. That was an easy one.
So easy.
It's taking.
You go. You got the points, Ben. You keep going.
Hear me out 300.
Hear me out 300. Whose hairline is this?
Oh, boy.
Ben.
Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Boom. Come on, Chase. What's going on over there?
He was there. I'm
Hear
watching
him.
Chase's lips because I can't really hear him. So the lip sync was behind Askren as well.
Ben's on a roll right now. Go ahead, Ben.
Hear me out 200.
All right. We're going to clean sweep this one.
Bully.
Chase.
GSP.
Boo.
There you go.
You
There
wouldn't
you
know
go.
about that
There
hair
you
right
go.
there.
Oh, that's funny.
There you go, Chase.
That was funny.
You go again, Chase.
I'm gonna do face mash for 200.
Face mash. So this is two fighter faces. Me mashed together.
Bully.
Chase.
Keywood and DC.
Boo.
Oh my
That was a
God,
good
that's what it is. Oh, I knew Tyron. I could not. Daniel doesn't look right in Tyron's face.
It was a little mole that came in for me. I was like, man, that's DC right there.
Right?
You're good, Chase. Go again.
Let's try nickname is the game for 300.
Nickname is the game for 300. Who is the Bear Jew?
I made a poor choice.
That's from that movie, but I don't know who that is.
He paints his face. He's from Scotland. He's a submission guy, Chase.
Teddy fucking ball game knocks it out of the park.
I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking about.
Come on, guys.
He's the
You gotta give him a hint,
185
boy.
pounder, right?
He's
85,
Scottish.
yep.
He talks
Kelly.
like this.
85, yep.
Kelly? Was it a Kelly?
Cody, it's Paul Craig.
Oh, Cody, Craig. I was Kelly, Craig. Close enough.
Chase, go again.
Let's go face mash for 300.
Face match 300. Two fighter face here.
Oh, bully. Ben Askren, Chase Hooper.
Dude, hey, that looks like a real person right there. That looks good. You go again, Ben.
Spelling bee 400.
Spelling bee for 400. Okay. You have to spell 1 second.
Oh, you're gonna read
One
it.
of your friends and my friend, the middleweight submission holder, Gerald Mearshart. You got to spell Mearshart.
Oh, bully. I'm gonna try.
Go,
I
Ben.
believe it's MEESCHAERT.
You forgot the R, Ben.
All the
I got
hard
it wrong?
parts.
You said MEESH.
Forgot that first R. You did all the hard parts. You
Oh
nailed.
my God.
Points go to Chase.
MEES.
Okay, Chase. See, you didn't have to do nothing. You got points right there. This is a close game
I was
right
so
now.
close.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Chase.
smart. I'm gonna do face mash for 400.
Face match 400. Two fighter faces right here.
Who is that?
Chase said bully. Couldn't hear him, but his lips seemed to.
Holloway and Yair.
Boom.
Oh, good.
That was a good one right there,
God, no.
Chase. You're good with those.
I was actually thinking Dennis Bermudez for a minute.
that did look like a little bit. Oh, Chase got the lead right there. You're up, Chase.
I think I'll try nickname is the game for 1.
Nickname is the game for 100. Who is the Prince of War?
Bully.
Chase.
Greg Hardy.
You got it.
Oh, he's terrible. He ain't no.
Oh, he's walking away with it, Ben. Come on. Go ahead, Chase.
I'll do nickname is the game for 200.
Nickname is the game for 200. Who is the assassin baby?
Bully.
Chase.
Moreno.
You are correct.
Yes. Oh.
Oh man, he's moving now. He's moving. You're up, Chase.
I'll try spelling bee for 100.
Spelling bee for 100. He's fighting this weekend. Spell Ponzinibbio. Santiago Ponzinibbio. Just spell Ponzinibbio.
I'll go. It's PONZINIBBIO.
Dang!
Wow.
That was good right there.
Yes.
How the heck did you get it, man? That was smooth.
How about Belal putting that as 100?
I'll go. I had to make. I messed up my friend's name, so I had to make it up.
You're up, Ben. You go again.
Spelling bee 200.
Spelling bee 200. All right, this is an easy, hard one. Oh no, this is a hard one. Rosenstruck, the main event for this weekend. Jairzinho Rosenstruck. If you can spell Jairzinho or Rosenstruck.
The first name's harder than the last name. I'll go. Last name I believe is Rozenstruik.
Hey, man, dude.
You know, and now the miss on Gerald just seems like a clerical issue. You know, you nailed two of them after that.
The R. I don't know how
that
I
was
forgot it.
we almost need to give you that one.
Literally got the two hardest names right with ease, and then got Mearshart wrong.
I was focused on the end because I always used to spell Gerald's name wrong because the AER seems weird. It shouldn't be like that, you know? So I was focused on not messing that up.
You're up, Ben.
Spelling bee 300.
Spelling bee 300. All right, this is the easy, hard one. Spell Gaethje.
Oh, bully.
Chase.
Damn it.
EAETHJE.
Oh, that was pretty easy then. I thought it was going to be one of them hard ones. You're up,
boys.
All right. Chase, go again.
I'm gonna do face mash for 100.
Face mash 100. Two fighter faces.
I suck at these ones.
Burns and one.
Got it.
Oh, he already said it.
Yeah, he said Burns and Wonder Boy. Chase, you're a beast with the face mash. So I'll give you that.
Boy, right?
Yeah. You're up, Chase.
Selling ones. Yeah, I'll do Hear Me Out for 100.
Hear Me Out 100. Who's there?
Bully.
Chase.
Chuck.
Oh.
Chuck Liddell.
Come on, Ben. All right,
I think my internet connection is slow. I'm blaming my internet connection. I got it. Alexander Gustafsson.
Got it. He got the points, but Chase got the victory. Chase Super, you are the RTS champion. You beat Ben Askren. Your father. How does it feel to be the champion now?
Yeah, it's really like a changing of the guard type of moment, you know. Real hard. I'm gonna take on my pops, and it worked out for me this time. I'm real happy with the outcome, and yeah, hopefully that carries me through next week when I gotta beat some dude up.
We gotta get that momentum, keep going.
Yeah.
Oh man, Ben, you know I'm gonna have to post that misspell of Gerald's name on the internet and keep it going, and have to show Gerald. It's not gonna be a fun one.
Total clerical error. I'm an outstanding speller. Clerical error.
Yeah, I think you're both outstanding spellers. So one for me that's brutal is Figueiredo. Davison Figueiredo. That last name Figueiredo. Try Figueiredo, Ben.
Yeah.
That's me.
I think I did. It's Figueuer. It's IEDO, right? Is that it or no?
It's I messed it. I think it's EI. I shouldn't even brought it up. I don't even know if I got dude's name. Yeah, it's EI. Yeah, it's FIGUEI. That's what FIGUEI.
Oh, I didn't get it. Oh,
so
man.
Anyway. So Chase, yeah, I know Belal Muhammad's fighting on June 12th, but as are you, correct, sir?
Yeah, just trying to make some money, trying to get some free events.
We see you've been training with Wonder Boy now. Like, how is it down there training with those guys?
Yeah, it's cool. It's definitely like that Southern hospitality. But like his dad does all the striking stuff, and he's super sharp. He's super regimented. But yeah, it was a great time. I spent 3 weeks down there in January, and I spent another week, in like March or April. But yeah, I always have a great time down there, and I never really had a desire to visit South Carolina, but having been there.
Is it one of those things now where we're gonna see like a new style, karate style or something from you, or is it like they're trying to like sharpen your tools and like help you build your game? Because obviously, when you get it to the ground, that's where you want it to be. So it's like, are they trying to change your game? Because most of them are like strikers.
Definitely a little bit of both. They have a ton of really well-rounded guys there, so a ton of good looks. But yeah, it's really to build on what you have and like a lot of the little, more fundamental mistakes that I on a regular basis. Trying not to hype it up too much because I don't want to embarrass them if I get beat up. But
And Ben, for your style, you always had that style where you didn't change it for nothing. You did you did that. You won a championship with your style, and you didn't have to change up your game for anything. And then seeing Chase and having him come to your school and showing him what would you say for that now? Or would you recommend for him to do the same thing? Don't change yourself or anything, or the game's evolving now, so you have to know a little bit of everything. You have to try to change your game to where you're using this, and this, and this instead of be so dominant at one specific thing that you break guys.
Well, I think I was able to pair my wrestling really well with jiu-jitsu, even though maybe it wasn't a traditional jiu-jitsu. It was just a really heavy top pressure, passing guard, control, didn't let people up. So I think I paired the wrestling really well with the jiu-jitsu. And that was, that was a huge part of it. And so, there are obviously, I don't want to name names, but there's wrestlers who have got great takedowns and get submitted frequently. And, that's always difficult. And so, especially for my first 18 fights, I was able to, get on top, control, and use jiu-jitsu as well. More of a not top heavy pressure than anything else. So, I think it's all about just pairing your strengths together and doing what you want to do. And obviously, Chase has got a lot of time because he's so young. So if you have that much time, then definitely try to learn a little bit of everything.
And then another thing, you're so good with being social and active on social media and interacting with fans. You're good on the mic, you're good everywhere like that. The extra stuff that a lot of fighters need to do. And I tell guys all the time, you have to be active on social media. You have to promote yourself because like you said, there's a fight every week. So every week you fight this week, next week they're gonna forget about you because
for real,
it's already over. So it's you have to put your name out there by yourself. It's what advice do you have for a Chase or other guys, up and coming guys? Because even too, I can tell Gerald all the time. Gerald's so smart. He has so much knowledge. I'm you could be an analyst so easily, but you just got to show these people that you're good at that. So put it out there for them to know that you're good at that.
Yeah, and Gerald's really funny in person. I mean, he's almost one of those people. He's super funny in person, and sometimes it doesn't always come through on social media or on the microphone. And it's it would be so easy just be yourself. You don't even have to be anywhere else. Just be you more. And so I think being active on social media is obviously important because fighting is one of those things that's funny. If you're in wrestling or a more traditional sport, if you want to go to the world championships, you go to the world championships. And if you win the first round, you go to the second round. If you win the second round, you go to the next round. And you keep going until there's a champion. Fighting is not like that. I mean, Michael Chandler, he got a title fight after one UFC win. We just saw that happen 2 weeks ago. And then you saw Tony Ferguson. And I actually think Tony Ferguson played it right. So I don't know how he didn't get a title shot. But he had 12 wins in a row. Or, Leon Edwards has 9 wins in a row. And so winning in the UFC, and listen, I don't run the UFC, so don't hold it against me. Winning in the UFC is not enough. You have to create a personality, and those people who do get pushed to the top way faster.
Well, when Gerald was on our show, we happened to break down fights, but he circumstantially did our picks, and dude was just flowing, but also too, I mean, his personality, right? I mean, it is a little bit different when you're on a show like this and you're talking about fighting versus social media. Belal, you had alluded in the past, rather than trying to motivate people with workouts, you're trying to make people laugh or do other shit just to sort of be, so they can see your personality, right? But for some of us, me included, it's not necessarily, busy doing other things, not just trying to put ourselves out there, but for fighters, it really matters. Your star has to shine.
Exactly. And I think Chase is doing a great job of that too, where he what are you, 2-3 fights in the UFC, and people love you just because you're active on social media and they see that you're just a normal kid that just a regular Joe Schmo that could be down the street from you, but you know how to fight and you're on the biggest stage. So it's not it's not going to your head. It's not cockiness or anything like that. It's just staying true to yourself and not having to create a fake persona or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, so one of the things I would recommend, actually, I started doing this probably 8 years ago. I created a piece called Mental Monday for my wrestlers. It answer people's questions, but I would go Facebook Live. So now it's probably Instagram Live because Facebook's for only old people. But when you go live, you have to get used to thinking on your feet and reacting to what people are going to say in the chat and stuff. And that's really, really an important skill to have because, when someone says something in a press conference or to weigh in or something, you don't have an hour to think about it. You're going to react to what they're saying, and you're either going to sound like a goon or you're going to say something funny. And so having that ability to kind of react and flow on your feet is super important.
Man, that's a really good point right there. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And Belal, that I think comes pretty easily to you. And having done the TV gig now for you, it's like you go to these press conferences, Belal. It's like you had your seat on the the TV seat helps you a little bit. It's certainly going to make this seem like doing nothing. But Ben, even for me, like we started this show in September. We don't know what we're doing. We're trying to figure it out. But I certainly know, like maybe my last name might look
Easy
familiar,
guy.
but really. Our director Cody Merrow saying easy. We do, yeah. Cody, you know what you're doing, but that's fine.
No, exactly.
Anyway, so Chase, man, it's an early prelim, correct? I know it's a big card. You will not be on the early prelims forever, my friend. You got plenty of years to. I know. I know. Last fight, you thought maybe it caused you a bonus being on. You certainly could have been bonused on that last fight.
Yeah, I really don't mind it, honestly. It was perfect being the first fight. I just love to get it done as soon as possible and then go on with my night.
I hear you.
So while the rest of the fights were going on, I went to an Italian restaurant in Vegas, and I was eating garlic bread while the main event was going on. It was perfect. That's something I don't mind, rather than like being there until.
I can read his lips. He said, "Be there till 1, 2 in the morning."
Oh yeah.
I mean, dude, he says, "Apple doesn't fall far from the tree." Doesn't let much bother him, like Father Ben here, right? Like Ben, you're doing your own thing, man. It sounds like something you would do, right? Just go to a restaurant, do your own thing. You don't want to stay and watch those fights, Chase?
No, it was one of the COVID cards, so they.
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
Yep.
Before you go out, have your shit packed. You're leaving. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I had to leave anyway. So, and I was hungry.
Well, Chase, I know you said you got to get the training. You had a clock. I appreciate you coming on, Ben. Thank you. You're the man.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you both for coming on.
Appreciate
early.
you, boys. Good to meet you both.
Appreciate you guys. Peace out, guys. Congrats again, Chase. See you
Hey,
next week.
Yeah, later.
Yeah, see you next week. 9 days away from Belal. Remember the name Muhammad fighting Damian Maia. This show got flipped all sorts of upside down, which I love. We haven't even got to the meat and potatoes. So, dude, you're 9 days out. How you feeling? All your fans want to know. We're excited for June 12th, bro.
Feeling good, man. It's like, when it gets closer, when it starts inching up to this, when it's like the last 10 days, that's when it's like, all right, now it's basically just concentrating on staying healthy, getting to fight night. The hard weeks have been put in, the hard sparring has been put in. Now it's just like mentally being ready. Now it's where it's like, all right, now you get a little bit of hangry in you. Today's my mom's birthday, and then they want to go out to eat, and I'm like, I can't go out to eat, so I'll see you guys afterward. Oh, what do you mean you can't go out to eat? You work out 3 times a day. You're fine. You're fine. You're not going to burn anything. I'm like, all right, well, how long have we been in this? I have to hang up in their face, and then it makes me mad. And then they're acting like it's because it's fight week. I'm like, no, you guys annoy me with your freaking, just eat. Like when people tell me to eat, I'm like, that's what makes me the most angriest. But
Exactly.
it's all going to be worth it after fight night.
Exactly. Well, speaking of fight night, one thing.
Youngest champion in RTS history. That's a good point.
What's that? Youngest? Yeah. So one thing I'm really looking forward to on fight night, because you'll be on the pay-per-view, is getting the pleasure of listening to Lewis Taylor in your corner. Now, obviously, if there's a first-round finish, we might not get that pleasure, and I'd be fine with a Belal Muhammad first-round finish. But I love listening to Lou dropping knowledge during your fights. And, a lot of these other cards, it cut right to commercial. So your boy, I like listening to your boy in the corner. That's one thing I'm definitely looking forward to, and I'm sure you too.
Yeah, it's going to be great, especially since the last fight, he wasn't able to be in my corner.
Right.
So it's going to be good. Everything's going to be back to normal. And, man, I can't wait.
Exactly. Well, dude, all right. So we'll get to the Bix eventually, but a couple other things. So, dude, your fight card, I mean, it's insane, that pay-per-view. I mean, Jamal Hill, Paul Craig starts, then your fight, then Diaz Edwards, and the 2 championship fight. I mean, that whole card is just bananas,
My dude Craig.
What's that?
My Craig gave my mom a shout out for her birthday.
I love it. Happy birthday. So anyway, I just can't wait for that event. Speaking of other events, sick of the Paul brothers, but don't you think T Wood is the man for the job to shut these boys up?
I was like, he was gonna come on the show today against Ben, and then he's like, he had to do his press conference. So I was like, hey, you know what? We gotta handle this. Whatever you need, let me know. Like, don't worry, we're gonna do the show afterward. Like, T-Wood's definitely the man for the job. He's the man where it's like, all right, like, now he's gonna do it for the MMA community. He's gonna shut this guy up because it's like all this trash talk. All this guy thinks he's the man. Like, just like literally so much insults at UFC fighters, and it's like trolling. So like this is gonna be that Twitter troll that we finally get to see get beat up. T-Wood, and it's like he doesn't have to cut weight. It's not a cut weight cut to 170. T-Wood got hands, he got power, he got that one punch knockout power. So it's gonna be one of those things where like Jake Paul is underestimated. They're looking at him like, oh, he lost 4 in a row. But look at the guys he's lost to. He lost to the best of the best, and they're all wrestlers, they're all grapplers that he had to worry about grappling. Yeah. This is literally 3-minute rounds where he can just let his hands go nonstop, and he's gonna go in there and he's gonna hurt him. I think he's gonna hurt him. I think it's gonna be one of those things where Jake Paul's gonna be like, oh, so this is what a real fight is. This is what I got myself into. You know what? Never mind. Let me go back to fighting a YouTuber.
Well, I got a little bonus point for you, Belal. So in 2017, T-Wood tweeted, because I've only trained at Wildcard Boxing for the last 8 years. So that would mean that in 2017, Jake Paul was 20 years old, which would mean when T-Wood started training at Wildcard, Jake Paul was 12 years old. So T-Wood's been training boxing at Wildcard Gym, Floyd Mayweather's gym, since Jake Paul was 12 years old. So
yeah, T-Wood really got hands. People are like, don't realize, like when you're doing MMA, like you want to learn everything. So then when you go to boxing gyms, you learn little things here, but like you can't put it all there because you can't have a boxing stance at MMA. It's different, and especially with him, he's a great wrestler and he fights. When you're fighting the top guys in the division, all those guys are wrestlers, so you can't have that stand up straight boxing stance because guys could take you down. And I know that he said that Andre Ward hit him up to go to learn from him and train with him. So it's like all these guys obviously hate Jake Paul. The boxing community doesn't really like Jake Paul. He's giving them a bad name as well. He's thinking that, like, showing them it's like a joke type thing. So that like when you have a champion like that helping you and teaching you and supporting you, T-Wood's gonna come in there hungry.
Well, and he was hungry his last fight. He looked great I know he didn't get the result, but he looked great. And I think he's going to be committed. And to be honest, I didn't watch the last. I mean, I was excited to maybe watch Askren, but I wasn't interested in the last. I will be tuning in to watch T-Wood for this. You can be sure. Anyway, nothing to tune into last weekend. It's so weird when there's not a UFC fight card like last weekend. The holiday weekend, no UFC fight card to watch. We're so spoiled. But anyway, different story this week. We do have a fight card. So, Mr. Mero, if you'd be so kind, let's get to Bully's Bigs. All right, so one man I got a shout out on the preliminary card this weekend, the Monkey King, Jordan Levitt, if you recall.
Oh, wow.
But last year, he's on the prelims this weekend, but last year against Matt Wyman, December 5th, if you recall. So he picks the dude up, right? And there's no fan, so it's quiet. And someone in his corner is like, bring him over here, right? So he literally brings dude over to the corner, puts his forearm in, slams him unconscious, right? This guy, Jordan Levitt. And he's kind of a quirky cat. I think I compared him to Roxanne Modafferi in the past. So anyway, this dude's fighting this weekend on the prelims. He's not one of the Bicks, but you remember that slam out of Jordan Levitt, I assume.
Who's he fighting this weekend?
Yeah, I don't even know. And I should know. I think he's a 2-1 favorite. Cody will probably be able to pull that up, but this dude, there's certain guys that, I don't exactly.
Like you said, like it's one of those things where you have to do something different. Like I remember him as being that guy who freaking did he did it with his trainer where the guy picked him up like that with that movie.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong guy, but I
it was
think
weird. Yeah, it was weird. I was like, man, this is weird. But now it's like, now it clicks in my head who he is.
Well, Cody? Jordan Levitt is 8-0, and he's facing Claudio Puelles, who is 9-2 in the first fight of the night at lightweight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first fight of the night. So tune in. Anyway, we'll get to the Bicks. So Bully is what? 66-44-2, 60% overall. Main card odds by way of DraftKings Sportsbook. First fight, welterweight division, close fight, Miguel Baeza, Santiago Ponzinibbio. What a great matchup here. So Baeza wins on Dancing with the Dancing with the Stars. Dana White Contender Series. So he wins on that. He's won 3 straight, so undefeated, and his last 2 both finishes in the second round. Both performance of the night bonuses. Ponzinibbio lost to the Leech in January, and prior to that, had won 7 straight, but he hadn't fought since November of 2018. So it's been a while. Close fight here. Can Ponzinibbio get some mojo back, or does Miguel Baeza keep the momentum going?
Shout out to my dudes. It was Dirty Dancing. That's what I was thinking of.
But yeah,
this is gonna be an interesting one right here. You know, Ponzinibbio, he was off for a while, then he came back and it got knocked out by Li Jingling, and then, you know, it's like you're thinking like, well, is it ring rust? Is it did he just get caught? Is he still as good as he think he was? Because he was literally 1 fight away from fighting for the title when he was on his little streak. Baez is one of these up and comers that people are excited about. He has pretty good striking. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt. For me, it comes down to who could take the lead here. If Ponzinibbio comes out, you know, he got that one-punch knockout power. If he comes out and puts Baez on his back foot, makes him back up a lot. We saw him get rocked by Matt Brown, and he's gotten hurt by punches. So, and I think Matt Brown literally could have had him finished, but Matt Brown tried to throw an elbow when he could have just punched him. So it was a mistake on Matt Brown's end. But for me, I think that we're going to see Ponzinibbio come back in this one. I think he's going to make a statement, and I think he's going to finish Baeza.
I like it. So close fight there. I might have to make a trip to the sportsbook for that one. So next 2 fights, co-main and main, both heavyweights, which on some of these, you know, softer cards, love it when you got a couple of big boys in the 2 final fights of the night. So Walt Harris, Marcin Tybura. This is a good one. So Harris has lost 2 straight. Alistair Overeem and Alexander Volkov, both second round TKO. Tybura has all the momentum in the world. He's fought 4 times in 2021, all 4 most recently, disposing of Greg Hardy in round 2. That was back in December. Performance of the night bonus there. So certainly 2 guys going in different directions. Harris, slight dog here. Hard not to root for Walt Harris every time he's in the octagon. I think it's a tough test here. Who do you have in the co-main?
Yeah, you know, Walt Harris is one of the guys, like you said, he's such a nice guy. And then, like, with his story and everything like that, I want to see him come back with a win off of that. And, you know, he literally gets to that point. He was so close against that Alistair Overeem. He had him rocked. He almost had him finished. And then Overeem, being the veteran, came back and ended up finishing him. You know, Walt Harris's weakness is his grappling. Tybura's strength is grappling. But Walt Harris, I know I've seen him. He's training at in Vegas now at Extreme Couture. So, you know, sometimes a new gym, new atmosphere, it lights a different fire underneath you. And Walt Harris, man, he's so explosive, so big and so fast, and he moves so good. I think that Harris is going to come out, and I think he's going to finish Tybura. I think it's going to be a little bit too fast for him. And this is like one of those fights where his speed is going to play a big factor, because I don't think Tybura is going to be able to grab him if Harris is lighting him up.
I like it. Going with the dog there in the co-main event. All right, so moving to the main event. Jairzinho Rozenstruik, Augusto Sakai. Hope I pronounced that right, but if I didn't, I'm not that worried about it. So Sakai lost to Alistair Overeem September of last year. He was on a tear prior to that, 6 straight wins, mixed in a knockout of Marcin Tybura September of 19. So familiarity there. Rozenstruik fought in February, unanimous decision, lost to Cyril Gane. So a quick turnaround for him. I'm excited for this one. Jairzinho seems like he gets it done unless it's against the real elite of the elite. So who do you like in the main event, sir?
I don't know, man. Jairzinho, like he literally, he keeps throwing me off with his fights. You know, where you're looking at him like, oh, he has these knockouts, but then when you think back to it, the Overeem fight, he really didn't do nothing until that last couple seconds, and then his last fight, I don't know what he was doing. Like, he was just literally standing there, and it's like the 5th round, and you're like, yo, you need to do something, and he wasn't doing anything. So for me, I think Sakai's gonna take the lead right here, and I think Sakai's gonna come out. And it's like, if you start letting your hands go against Rozenstruik, he gets stuck because he's only looking for that one shot. So if you put a little volume on him, push him to the fence a little bit, grapple him a little bit, waste the clock. I think that Sakai's gonna end up finishing this guy.
I like it. So both dogs in the co-main and the main event. Well, I got to be honest with you. It's hard for me to look at any date other than June 12th. You know, this fight card to me. You know, the month turns to June, and that's sort of where my focus is. Big night for you. Big night for the Ultimate Fighting Championship. I know you're gonna have a lot of people in the building, man. We'll see what happens next Thursday night, but we are all real excited for you, man. I can't tell you how excited we are.
Yeah, it's one of, like you said, it's one of the biggest cards of the year, the best cards of the year. I'm excited to see how Adesanya comes back too. Coming off a loss, his first loss, a rematch with a guy like angry Marvin Vettori. So you got to see if Marvin Vettori is going to come out angry or is going to be poised. He's saying that he's a different fighter from the last one. And he showed in his last fight that he's not afraid to grapple for 5 rounds and take you down all 5 rounds. So if people are thinking that's a weakness in Adesanya's game now, and people think to exploit that now, but like, you got to look back at it. He chose not to gain any weight to move up a weight class. He said, I was going to do it the right way. He came in underweight. He was a lot smaller guy, and that started paying dividends in the later rounds when he was the Polish power was on top of him. So it was like, I don't think that 85er is going to be able to do that because he's a lot bigger than a lot of these guys. And Marvin Vettori is not the biggest 85er. He has great grappling, and his strike has been looking good, but it's like all about if he could get the takedown early or not. So,
this fight card, obviously I'm not going to ask you about it next week, but so Diaz Edwards, I might as well ask you now because now's a good time for you to talk. I mean, how do you see that one play? I mean, you certainly were in there for Edwards, until he put his finger in your eye socket. But, I mean, does Diaz, if he doesn't get bloody, man, it's just, he gets opened up so quickly and then it's just, the floodgates. But does Diaz have a shot, man? I'd like to see it.
I think Diaz actually does have a shot. I mean, feeling Edwards in the clinch, it wasn't strong. So for me, I think Edwards is very good at like winning rounds, winning seconds by pointing. But Nate Diaz is going to be in his face the whole 5 rounds, and it's a 5-round fight. So I think that plays in Nate Diaz's favor because he's going to stay in your face all those times, and he could take a shot hard. And if Edwards wants to try to play that game of usually he'll take guys down and do a little ground and pound, but it's all about clockwork with him. Time is going. But Nate Diaz is dangerous on the ground. And like I said, feeling how he wasn't very strong in that clinch part. If Nate Diaz gets it there early, grabs him a little bit early, maybe he takes him down, jumps on his back real quick. It could be a bad fight for Edwards. And Edwards is one of those guys that gasses in the later rounds. And Nate Diaz is one of those guys that starts moving a lot more forward in the later rounds. So like a lot of people are just thinking that Edwards is going to walk through him. I don't think it's going to be a walkthrough. You could tell Nate Diaz is taking this fight seriously. They could have fought before, but Nate Diaz had a little injury or something like that. So obviously he's taking it seriously. Maybe he wanted a little bit more time to get in better shape. And, you're looking at his brother, Nick Diaz. He looks in great shape. So if he looks like that, I could only imagine what Nate looks like right now.
So this question popping up at the bottom from Wales to NJM UFC. You got to address this. You got to be so fired up. How do you feel about fighting in front of fans again, Bully?
I cannot wait. Literally, it's a whole different energy. There's nothing like hearing the fans, even when I'm in the back and I'm warming up and you're hearing the fans cheer and going crazy. Like it brings a whole new energy to the room, to the whole fight. Like, fighting a couple times or 3 times with no fans, it was weird. You win, then you just go home and it's like,
right.
Like what that game? I just fought today. Like it doesn't feel like a fight. Like it doesn't feel like a fight until it's like you see them fans, and especially having the fans at the weigh-ins, hearing the crowd cheer. It's a whole different energy. I can't wait for that.
Well, and also too, I'm excited to see that you've been working on something, the documentary. I've seen a little teases here and there, but I'm very excited to see what you're doing with Anatomy of a Fighter. Is that right?
Yeah, my dude Will Harris, man. He's like, there's nobody that tells a story like him. He's like the best in the business. He was a dude that literally caught the McGregor throwing the stool at the bus. He was that guy the UFC uses his footage. Like he's that guy that he's great, man. And if people that don't know about him, check him out. Like he's done the Dagestani Chronicles. He's literally lived 5 lives. Like he was down there with those guys for I think like 2 to 3 weeks with Khabib and them, living with them, experiencing the life that they go through and the training that they go through. And it was during Ramadan too. So he was fasting with them. So it's crazy. Like when he tells you the stories of what he's seen and what he's been through, it's crazy. And it's just awesome that, that I get to have him shoot me and tell my story.
Well, I can't wait, man, and certainly, holding the Palestinian flag strong up in that octagon is going to be emotional in some good, some bittersweet in a lot of ways. You're going to be feeling a lot, and I know you're going to have a lot of people in the building, but we won't fast forward to June 12th, man. But good luck if we don't speak to your audience before then, because you'll certainly be cutting weight next Thursday. But we'll all be rooting for you, and we'll probably catch you on the other side.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys are tuning in. Next week's gonna be a show.
Belal, remember the name Muhammad. June 12th, your second fight on the pay-per-view. Let's go, bully. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.